So let us learn to use the frequencies tab. So to use the frequencies tab, go to Analyze, then go to Descriptives and click on the frequencies. So in this data, we are having only continuous variables, no categorical variables. But if you want to find out what is the frequency of various age in this data set, that might not be very meaningful, you can use the frequencies tab. So by default, you can see frequencies are checked. So let it be checked and use your age variable, and let us see if there are people of different ages repeated in this data set. For example, my research question is if there are more than one people belonging to 25 years age, 46 years age, and so on. So nothing else. I'm not going to check any other option. Just let the frequencies option be checked. Click OK. So now you can see this is the frequencies output. So total valid cases that has been processed is 250, and that's our sample size. If you look at your data set, so this is your sample size of 250. So all the cases has been processed and there is no missing data. So what are the frequencies? You can see there is one person of 13 years age, one person of 14 years age, one of 15, and so on. Our question was how many persons were there of 25 years age. So there are 2 persons of 25 years age, and you can see there are persons of certain ages which are repeated in this data. For example, the most common age is 51 years. So there are 14 individuals of 51 years in this data set, and then we are having like say 42 years for which we are having 11 individuals, and so on. So frequencies gives you a rough idea about what are the observations which have been repeated or that occur many number of times in your data set. Needless to say, later on there are going to be modes in this data set. And percentage, so basically they are the percentage of total. So 1 is 0.4% of the total, which is 250. Valid percent, so they are basically percentages adjusted to missing values, and since we are not having any missing values in our data set, so percentages and valid percentages are same. So because all the cases are valid cases, and cumulative percentages are nothing but cumulative addition of these percentages. For example, 0.4 is 0.8, 0.8 plus 0.4 is 1.2, 1.2 plus 0.4 is 1.6, and so on. So that's how we use and interpret the frequencies option. Now let's use one categorical variable and see how frequencies can be even much more useful in that case. So I have another data set open in front of me, and that is our bank loan data set. So in this data set we are having many categorical variables, in fact 2 categorical variables. One is education of subject, and we are having people of 4 education groups, and then we are having defaulters versus non-defaulter, this variable default, and then we are having default defined as no and yes. So if somebody asks you means what percentage of individuals in this data set are in the defaulter category as compared to non-defaulters, and again suppose you want to find out what percentage of individuals are postgraduate, what percentage of individuals are say have college degree, and those who have some degree, and so on. So for that you can again use the frequencies. So let us see how we can use that. So go to Analyze, then again Descriptive, and go to frequencies. Now our research question was what percentage of defaulters are there in this data set, or how many defaulters are there in data set. That simply means the same thing, and the same question we had for the education variable as well. So take these 2 variables in your variable box and click OK. So this is our output, and we can see in bank loan data set we are having 700 valid cases and 150 missing cases. So that's again a huge number. And level of education has been reported for all the 850 cases. So there is no missing value for level of education. Everybody reported his or her level of education, but default statistics is not available for 150 individuals. So this data set you can see here. So this is default, and there might be missing cases. So you can see these are the missing cases. For example, 700 and onwards, we do not have any data for loan default. So that's why we are having total 150 cases as non-valid cases or missing cases. So keep that in mind for the interpretation purpose. Now frequency table. Now for the first variable, that is the loan default. So 0 means did not default, 1 means who default. So there are 517 individuals out of 700 who did not default their loan, while 183 individuals have defaulted their loan. So the percentage of defaulters are percentage of non-defaulters, that is 0 category, are 60.8% in our data set, and defaulters are 21.5%. Together they make 82.4%, and 17.6% are missing cases. So in combination, missing cases plus all valid cases make the 100% observation. But if you go by the valid percentages, means only those cases which are valid, and that is the 700, and you adjust all your outcomes based on the valid cases only. So we can say out of all the valid cases, 73.9% are non-defaulters, and only 26.1% are defaulter. So it is giving us a picture that okay, around a quarter of individuals who apply for loans turn into defaulter, while rest are non-defaulter, around 73.9% or 74% something. So that's how we get a descriptive picture of our data set, and these are the cumulative percentages that you understand. So first is 73.9%, second is 73.9 plus 26.1 is equal to 100%. Now similarly you can interpret the frequencies and percentages for the level of education. So we are having total 5 levels of education, beginning from 1, those who did not finish their high school, till maximum 5, those who have postgraduate degree. So those who did not finish high school are largest in this data set, and they are 460 individuals, making 54.1% of data. And what is data? Data is 850 individuals. And out of those 850 individuals, 27.6% are belonging to education level 2, and that happens to be our education level 2 is just a second here, education level 2. So 2 is high school, those who have some 3 for some college degree, and 4 is college degree. So 54% individuals are those who did not finish their high school, 27.6% those who finished their high school, 11.9% are those who have some college experience, while 5.8% individuals in this dataset are having college degree, and just 0.6%, that is only 5 individuals, are having postgraduate degree. So this you need to report when you write in any journal or in any like say report for a company or for any organization, that what is the overall descriptive scenario of your sample or the sample that you studied. So these are again valid percentages and cumulative percentages. So that's how we calculate and understand the frequencies and percentages in SPSS. Now one thing you can see, in this case group wise frequencies are not given. For example, you cannot find by this processor what percentage of non-defaulters versus defaulters are having college degree, or say those who did not finish high school. So there is no facility available here that we can use for doing that. So for that this option would not be suffice. So what you can do, you can use the Crosstab option to find that. So in that case, our research question is what percentage of individuals have high school degree as compared to other degree, those who are defaulter as compared to non-defaulter. So we want to categorize all the educational groups based on their default and non-default.